So welcome to episode number 11, guys. We are cooking up some good stuff. Please let us welcome to the mic no one else but the owner, the founder, the guy from Strandfontein, all the way here in New Zealand. The surfer, I don't know if you're surfer here, but welcome to the mic no one else but Keanon.
How are you, John? How's it going? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for allowing me on this platform.
Dude, I'm really excited to have you, but I think I'm seeing you just doing the things, and you are just always being busy. But Keanon, for those that don't know, obviously there's a lot of people that do know you. A lot of Strandfontein people know you because you're living in Strandfontein. You're somebody that proudly represents Strandfontein. But for somebody that don't know you, who are you?
Okay, cool. My name is Keanon Michaels. I'm the chef and owner of Keanon's Kitchen. I've been a chef for the past 20 years. So the crux of my business is I bring the restaurant experience to the comfort of your home. Also now I have a food trailer which does something else, which it's something it's just something entwined with my business. It's a different aspect of my business. It's another business model. It's a slight change in the business model due to unforeseen circumstances with COVID-19. But that's what I do, and I'm involved in a lot of things, but that's the crux of who I am and what I do. Okay.
I saw a couple of, obviously we're looking at cooking shows and things like that, and you look at the private chefs and stuff like that. And I can add, this is now me, John speaking, I can say this, that you are the only private coloured chef that I know. That obviously I'm not in the industry, but I know you see a lot of on TV, but you're the only one that I know that does private chefing, and one day hopefully will get you into my house. That's gonna be so amazing. But see that I don't know what you're gonna do. We want to head into like some fun things, and we always have the thing never have ever. And as a chef, is there something that you never ate, or something that you like, Sean, I'm never doing this, I'm never eating that? If so, what is it?
It's just certain things that don't appeal to me. Certain things, like if you go to China, I will never ever eat anything unless it's a whole fish. I literally need to see the plate on the fish, like the fish on the plate, whole, cooked raw. I need to see the whole animal. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yo. Okay, that's gonna be my new rule.
I have to see what I'm gonna eat.
Yes.
If you to China, make sure you can see what you're eating.
Okay, cool.
Don't have anything crumbed. Don't have anything in a broth or that you're not sure of.
Yes.
Have something grilled. Have it vegetarian. Eat vegetarian as much as you can when you're in China. Okay. That's all I can say.
Okay, that's all you can say. I think like we know, this podcast is all about building up and let people know that we know that it's hard to get where we are right now, and I think your journey must have been hard to where you are right now. But we want to say to another Keanon that's maybe 2 hours old or 2 years old that's going to listen to this and you're like, if that Keanon can do it, I can do it. Especially in the industry that you are, because most of our people is like, aardige bouwwerk, of we doen die and die, and you're doing cooking. Funny fact, my dad was actually a chef.
Okay.
And I grew up and I was like, I want to be a chef. In my teens, and then I got my later like, nah, I don't want to be a chef anymore. That's why I can't cook to save a life. But that is a good thing for the guys, because girls are just like, if you can cook, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Yeah. Like I have another friend that can cook, and I'm like, yo guys are making us weak. But what would you say was one of your, when did it start? When did you like, this is the thing I want to do?
Look, like I always say, I grew up as a greedy child. Cooking for me came out of as a necessity. Because my mother's like, check your bra, there's nothing wrong with your hands. God bless you with 2 beautiful hands at work. There are attached 2 beautiful arms. If you can fry it, then you can just work from there. Yeah. It's not rocket science.
So when did it start then?
I was about 8, 9 years old. But I used to eat the staple coloured home rice. There's always rice left in the fridge. Because there's always stews and gravies and stuff like that. My mother was an exceptional cook. Yeah. So there's always rice, and I just say, okay, now there's eggs, there's rice, there's green pepper, you start with the small shit, and you progress to eggs, and you someone, hey, you're making omelets, I'm like, hey,
level up.
It's level up now, but I mean, I always remember how much I enjoy cooking my own food, and then adjusting it, and too much chili, too much pepper, too much salt, then you start learning how to taste, and as you go and stuff like that, and that was cool. And watching my mom and asking her questions and like picking her brain, she was very, She was very supportive. She could understand, okay, this light is taking an interest to it. My sisters didn't really take an interest in cooking at the time, because I have two sisters. But I really did it, man. I was a very hands-on kind of guy. You know, I wasn't someone to sit there with, you know, with a crossword puzzle or something like that. I'd rather give me some Lego as a child. I like to play with my hands, so I was very hands-on. And you know, that kind of working with my hands, that stimulated me. And it kept me quiet for hours. It's just like, you must be catching on nonsense. Like, I was playing with this Lego. So my mom didn't keep buying me Lego and stuff as a kid. Because they could say, okay, now, you know, he's molding things and he's being creative. So they could see, fortunately for me, my parents could see, okay, this brother is a hands-on kind of duty. So whatever he chooses or what interest he's going to take, let's push that. And let's push him in the right direction. So bro, but the thing is, I had a choice because my dad comes from a financial background. I grew up in a home where my mom took care of us. She was basically, my dad was the breadwinner, he worked hard, and then he worked his way up from a teacher to one of the directors for the financial services board. You know, and all my brothers in high school were like, nah bro, I want to be a chef. You know, work with your own, you can try some good, buy a car. I mean, my dad got a sports car, and they're like, nah, but you can do this, man. Chef, you have to work every weekend, the money's, you know, it sucks. Says, bruh, you don't get into this to become rich. Let me tell you that straight up, bruh. This is a passion-based career. This is real passion.
I like it.
This will test you.
I like that.
I don't do this to make money and become rich. You know, I do it because I love what I do. That's the difference.
I think you're not saying that a lot of the if you're not in the industry or if you're not doing what you're doing, a lot of people will not understand it.
Exactly.
Because they see it and they're like, yo, this, but I must. This is only evidence of what we've been doing behind the scene.
Yeah, people don't understand like how much it actually took, how much perseverance it took, and one of my biggest strengths is my tenacity. I'm tenacious, my bro. I refuse to give up, man. You know, because people been expecting me to give up, people been expecting me to fail, people tell me, bro, jy kan nie kyali, jy kan net visie. So like, okay, now alright, bro. It's alright, you can must say that you have to hear the best.
Yeah.
Starts a fire up already, like 14, 12, 14, 13 years old, that fire was set already. So I've been pushing already from that time. Joking, I just finished school, my bro. You can't feel the best. But I want to do it for myself also, because I know what I deserve, and I do what I want. No one forced me. My dad didn't tell me, you have to be in finance, you have to do video, you have to work into journalism because that's where he started, or you have to become into education because that's where, you know, the road that you do. But the thing is that I learned from him is anything is possible if you're willing to work for it. Because no one gave him anything. No one gave that money anything. So I respect the man for that because he taught me work ethic. Suck, man, bro. Don't be scared. Get your hands dirty. No one's going to give you anything. No one's going to help you also. Don't expect people to help you.
I think that is a very good role.
Don't expect people.
We sit in a time now where not everybody is supposed to have that, like from a parent side.
No, I was
especially from a father figure. And not saying that all our fathers, because now we can hear that they eat some good fathers. And this is also my thing, like what some of the fathers have not done. We are in this generation, we taking this on to our children.
But definitely.
And we take it and we making and becoming better. But I think that plays a major role in obviously who you are, because once you know the backbone of your supporter, like you said, you can literally just go into something and focus on that. And probably that's also why it's in your DNA to just pursue and do who you are. I think when did the Keanon Kitchen start?
Keanon Kitchen started, I was brewing 2008, 2009 already, bro. I just brewing already. It was a feeling, man. You just get to that point, everybody just gets to that point in their lives, they're just like, gutful. Honestly, I just like, yo, I don't smart doing this anymore, man. Those people are not making liquor for me anymore. The people I'm working for, they're here for money. They're not doing it because they want to do it. So now I give a damn about what I do, but this brah is doing it just to get it done because it needs to get done, and it needs to go on the plate, and it looks, my bro, it don't look right, man. It don't look nice. I wouldn't want to eat that. So now I'm in a place, I'm working in places where I'm not comfortable with doing or sending the food there, but I don't ever say because I'm not the boss, bro. You must have place, you must know your place.
Let's go.
Bruh, you are the employee, not the employer. So until you have your own name and you have your own chappy, you must keep your bed and still put your head down and work. Bottom line, because the kitchen is not a democracy, it's a dictatorship. The chef runs a show, my bro. The chef as you jump, you say, oh. That's it.
I think
It comes down to discipline also, and if you don't have that kind of discipline, respect and that kind of focus, you will never persevere in hospitality industry.
you not just touch something, and I think that is something that our culture needs to learn, is that vibe of like, you need to take either a couple of other guests here, and they were also elaborating on the subject of like, you need to go to that intro phase and that phase where you need to suck.
Yeah.
So you must be humble, you must put your pride aside, you must, because you're in the learning stage and things like that. And I think that is something that I can say, and I know we have friends and brothers that chat with, and they all pop like, nah, he was the manager, was ready to look away, of the boss was we know that. We know that. We know that.
I was in problem
Yeah, come on, there's a problem. So now we know that exactly, and I think what makes us really different is that thing of like, dude, I know that I've been working someplace and you're thinking like, oh God, can I just get out of this place?
Oh yeah.
But you had to learn, like you had to stay there for the process. And what also got me to where I am now is that thing of what you say is that the fire inside. Somebody once asked me, why are you doing this stuff? And I told them the fire inside is burning greater than the money I receive every month. It's much greater for, and this is why where I can see that the way you present yourself, whether it is on a simple dish or whether it is a burger, it's with such excellence. Like you, and this is what I feel, because this is what I receive when I look at you and when you work with. I mean, we have chatted more than once. And you have this, I don't know what it is, but I don't know, it's literally you sit and take your time with every single meal. It's nice, it's clean, you feel you want to eat it. Like I was like, I want that burger though. I was watching, I saw actually the vegan burger. And I was like, yo, this is what I'm making, the vegan burger looks so lekker, I smack a vegan burger. So you are, but I think that is the thing that our people, let me say, that's what our lighties don't want to do. What do you think is the problem with our kids, with our
learning disabilities? So they be hands-on. So that is taught a lot of patience.
Yeah.
You know, and taking on people as apprentices. You know, helping people out. You know, I don't always post things that I do.
Yep.
You know, I don't like that. You know, like a lot of NPOs, government-based NPOs. You know, they make donations and stuff like that. It's all over social media. I don't grant that. If you have to do it because of this and this and that. But I'm just saying that's not me.
Yeah.
If you give, it must be from here. It doesn't need to be up there. You understand me, bro? Because everything that you're getting and you're giving is from your heart. You see, if God bless you and you're able to bless somebody else, you don't have to tell the world about it. That is something personal. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, I like it.
It's something personal.
I'm looking at the story of like where it comes from, who you are, and I think you gave me now. Obviously, I didn't know you for long, and I haven't interacted with you like for a long time. But now I've just seen something else about Keanon, of who he is and where he comes from. What would you say? And I think we're coming to a close. What would you say? Your 5-year plan is, and not just business-wise, but the reason for your like your next 5-year plan, like where you on your way to that.
Yo, but honestly, in 5 years' time, I'd like to be a homeowner. I'd like to own my own home. I would like to have my own self-sustaining. My business should be self-sustaining. Still like to be hands-on, but I'd like to just take some more time, bruh, and I see myself just surfing the spots around the world that I've been wanting to surf. I'm still in shape now, 38 years old. I'm going to be pushing on for the next 5 years. Away, thank you. You know, okay, once my house is sorted and my business is self-sustaining, my bro, I've got my team, one team, two. If I'm blessed enough to have a wife and a family at that time, my bro, I don't know, but you know, I just leave everything in God's hands. And you know, the right person will come. God will put the right person at the right time in your life. You just have to believe in that faith. So, my bro, I don't have to go out there. Yeah, my person's already out there. God will just connect us at the right time.
Gewoon somebody.
So, you
The
know.
love, the Keanon Kitchen.
You know, so that's what I believe, because my girl, I've been through a lot of stuff. Like last year, besides business, I've been through a lot of personal things that, you know, you learn as a man, there's certain things that are out of your control. You just have to deal with things. You know, and a lot of guys are always like me, you don't want to talk about their feelings. That's always going to be hardcore. It's like, bro, like my brother's also been through some stuff, bro. Men's been through divorces. And bro, there's nothing for a brother where you can get it, bro. That can hurt me.
Yeah.
I'll be like, bro,
Let's go.
I know she hurt you. You know what I mean? We all know. But you can talk about it. It's alright to talk about it, bro. Nah, there's nothing wrong with that. My bro, because at the end of the day, if you hurt a woman and her emotions are hurt, guess what's going to happen to her? She's going to cry. Because we're human beings, we are created to feel our emotions. And when our emotions are hurt, certain things are triggered, human reactions. That's a human reaction, bro.
Yes.
You know, a lot of things I had to learn last year. I wasn't the person that was in touch with my emotions and my feelings. I didn't know how. Like the way I was raised up, like boys with blue, girls with pink, and you play rugby and chase some money, you know what I mean? You don't like, why are you crying? Hey, come here, sissy. You know what I mean? And you know, and my mom's always a person who was really a compassionate person, always thinking about person's feelings on the next person, you know, always try to kill them with kindness, that kind of thing. My dad was like, oh, really focused, career-driven, orientated person, so I kind of had both sides. But I'm just saying, bro, you have to come to terms with things, and one of the biggest things that I learned last year was how to actually love someone properly. That was a huge thing for me. So when you love someone, you really love someone, even if they were someone else. And you still want them to be happy.
Oh
you
my
love someone.
gosh.
So that was like a huge thing for me, and that was a huge thing that I had to go through, and I'm in a good place now, and I mean, I'm comfortable enough to talk about it. And I obviously control what social media sees and what social media wants to know, you know? But at the moment, I'm quite content just being on my own, bro. You know, I had to learn to be on my own and just enjoy my own space and my own company, because I wasn't used to it. So I was in a long relationship, you know, 7 years is a long time to be with someone, visually focused and talking about this and that, and things take a turn, and you know, things are out of your control, bro. No matter what you do, you try your best, she tried her best. And you know, and I'm not talking bad about anybody, because I have nothing but compassion for, you know, that person. Just like things just didn't work out. You know, because you bring the best and the worst out in somebody, and you know, even though it is your best friend, but what's meant to be will be. If we're meant to be together, maybe we'll end up together one day. I don't know. But like I said earlier, it's not in mine. It's not in my control.
I think that is super mature, and my sister, she came to me last time and she spoke about a story where this couple, they broke up, and then someone told me about in the weekend, and then she died, and then it was through stabbing of breaking up, something like that. And I think it was to John I spoke, and I was just like, if we can just come to that part where you say when you love somebody so much that you can just allow them even to be with somebody else, but to take somebody's life, I think that is where, and this is where we at this point where we need to speak about this and say, guys, if it didn't work and it was out of your control, then we need to become man enough to actually, you know, go for what talk about it and work through this, but not that thing of like, I also said I would rather be heartbroken than to be in a forced relationship where I know you don't want me, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'd rather than be alone and be content in who I am than to actually force myself into something. I think that I need to tell you that I salute you for, because that is something that a lot of people will not understand. Where can we get hold of you if somebody's looking for a personal chef? If somebody's looking, where can we get hold of you? Handles, Facebook?
You can get hold of me on my social media handles on Instagram at Keanon's Kitchen, that's Keanon, like in the non-crunchy corner, you said, Keanon. Keanon. That's on Facebook, Keanon's Kitchen, Instagram, Keanon's Kitchen, and you can follow my YouTube channel at Keanon Michaels. All my cooking shows, all my LVD segments, and all my new things that I will be uploading, and that we are busy producing right now. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be pushing that in the months coming up ahead now. So God bless everybody. Thank you so much for the platform.
Dude, thank you for you, bruh. Like this was, it was really good.
Oh, really?
Ladies and
Can I just say
gentlemen,
one thing before I go?
before you pick up,
Also, one thing that what I learned like during COVID, besides the business and everything that I learned about myself, is that I had time to heal. Don't rush into something. Like guys want to go on the rebound and stuff. It's like, no, you need to evaluate yourself. You need to seriously sit down and evaluate yourself and ask yourself some serious questions. And you need to work on yourself. Like seriously, you need to work on yourself, not to benefit or try to get back together with somebody or to get somebody. It's like to be a better person. You know, you need to work on yourself because there's things about you that needs attention. We all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses, but everybody just wants to go with their strengths. Nobody wants to work on their weaknesses. So for me, I want to be a better son. I want to be a better brother. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better uncle. You know what I mean? I want to be a better person. So for me, whatever I'm working on is going to better me. So whoever I end up with is going to get the best version of me.
Come on now.
We ironed out all the creases.
Come on now, son.
Because I had 2.5 years to work on those creases, my bro. Because I'm investing in me. I'm the most important person in my life right now. I know my worth, man. And I'm not going to compromise that for anybody. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how many Instagram followers you have. I don't care who you influencing, what you influencing. It's how you treat me as a person. If you don't treat me right, then I don't care how more you are. Nah, go. I know my worth, man. It's a pity that you don't. I'd rather stay alone and be by myself until the right person comes along. Don't rush it. No, we are not meant to be alone. God didn't just create man, He created man and woman. You understand? So just be patient, bide your time, focus on yourself, work on yourself, put yourself first and the right person will come. And just have faith that God will put the right person in your life.
not only a good cook but also a good speaker. Keanon Michaels, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And we're out of here.